Some time ago, the former Minister of Education in Nigeria said pupils under the age of 18 will not be allowed to write JAM. People complained and complained and complained. But now the new Minister of Education has revoked that law. People under the age of 18 can write JAM or will be allowed to write JAM. But if I would drop my 2 cents on this matter, I would say this to parents: don't be in a hurry to send your children to the university. If truly your kid has not yet clocked the age of 18, I would advise let them stay home for a while. Involve them in vocational skills. Get them acquainted with skills that can help them in the future. Of course, the way the world is going, very soon there won't be enough jobs in offices for people, and only those who have practical skills will be productive enough to make money in the future. The reason I'm saying this is there is a high rise in child molestation and cultism in our schools today. And the reason why this evil plague is rising today is because we are sending children who are not yet fully mentally mature to make decisions for themselves into higher institutions. So when they go there, they are easily deceived into cultism. They are easily frightened into cultism. They are easily frightened into sexual molestation. Many children are undergoing sexual molestation from older people in higher institutions, and they cannot come back home to tell their parents because they are threatened. So their mental maturity has not yet been formed to a point where they can stand their ground. They know what to do to fight against these things in school. But you see, it looks as if people don't want your children to finish school as fast as you want them to. Nobody is trying to do that. Truly, many of us older now will not understand how damaged the school system is today. It's no longer like how it used to be during our time. Now, little children are being recruited into cultism. They easily bend to the pressure coming from these people that are specially sent into secondary schools and higher institutions to recruit people into cultism. And also people who are molesters find it easy to bully people into sexual molestations. You see, it becomes easier for us to fight against such when you can count the cost, when you can look into the future and see for yourself the future damage that will come from joining these things. But you see, many children cannot see that far because they are still very young mentally. So when you rush them into school and you think you are doing them good, you might be doing them much harm because you are exposing them to situations you won't be there to protect them from. So my own 2 cents is, if your child is below 17, 18, don't just push them to schools, to higher institutions. Keep them at home. Engage them. You can even engage them in lessons at home so that the academic foundation can be stronger before they go there. Then involve them in skills. Let them learn to be self-productive so that they won't have to depend on the government, as many of us made their mistakes today and we are regretting it. Let them be self-developed. Expose them to these things so that when they even go to the school, they might even learn to fend for themselves. They might not even really need you. For those parents that are struggling to provide for their children's education, they might not even need your money that much because they are self-developed. They have skills that they are going into the schools with. Yes, I'm aware that many parents today are working extra shifts to be able to provide for their family. So they are looking for any way possible to put their children where they might not really need to be responsible for their day-to-day running, so that they can focus on making money for their family. But then it is also very, very dangerous. Have you not heard of cases where people put their children in daycare so that they can go to work and they come back to meet their children molested, or they come back to see wounds on their children's body? I heard of a particular school where the teachers, they eat up the children's food. And so you are sending your child to that school thinking that your child is having food to eat, but the teachers are eating the food and the children are coming back. They are unable to talk because they don't even know what is right and wrong. So don't be in a hurry to push them to school. Don't be in a hurry to let them be, develop them in other things first. When you sense that they can now judge things properly, they can now judge the consequences of things properly, then you will feel more confident to send them to these schools. So for me, I am not for the previous minister or for this present minister. I am for what is safe. Make sure you're not in a hurry to expose your children to situations that they are not properly built to manage.